Hello and welcome to OtterTube. I'm Lord Dundar. I'm going to be walking you through some combat. So a quick little prep. I had to do a bunch of cuts on these scenes to make them kind of mix together. First thing I want to talk about is battle gear. I have 83 battle gear out of 300 troops right now. You can see that I'm using battle gear. I need to make more of it. You'll see this happen later on. I cut this from a later portion. Battle gear really helps out your troops. So this is a battle I had earlier on. Basically what I did is I walked 149 men up, and I want to give you guys kind of an overview of how it works. You have your troop cards on the left, right here. You click on them, and you can click and drag to set up a formation for them. I'm going to move these guys all the way down here. You'll see that right there is the enemy formation. It's one of them, and then there's another one down here. So I'm going to attack this enemy formation. Coffee, so good in the morning. These are 2 extra divisions that haven't finished training. So I'm just going to let these guys kind of do their thing. Now, as they move forward, it takes time, and they will become more and more exhausted. Your troops do better the less exhausted they are, the more training they have, and the more battle gear they have. So the more battle gear, the more training, and the less exhausted. So now here comes the enemy charging towards me. Let's kind of scroll back down. Let's see what we got. Okay, so the little white dots are animals. The enemy, if he runs through animals, will get hurt. It's good to know, because if you can get him to go through a bunch of animals, the enemy will, take some casualties. This first battle is going to be pretty quick. I have 150 guys to his 50. He has 3 troops of 150, so I should easily be able to outdo him. I've got over 3-to-1 odds. Numbers are very important. I've found that the more numbers you have, the better off you're going to do. Okay, so here we go. Let's get them into position. Let's run them forward. They're in a loose formation. Once they're into position, I'm going to charge. Ready? Watch the charge. Here we go. Okay, it's only going to take a second. And these guys should rout. And you'll be able to tell. Okay, I'm going to check here. Yep, they're routed all right. Boom, they're gone. So if I routed my enemy, I don't need to stick around in formation. Let's pull these guys up here. Now back down to here, my guys are getting into formation. So you noticed how I'm using 2 different divisions or cohorts, in the way I've got them labeled, to attack on 3 different enemy positions. My guys have better training. I think they are trained from 2 to 5 levels than the first wave enemy. So I should be able to beat them with almost any amount of troops that I have, as long as I have equal numbers. Later on, you want to have super high level training, and you want to have battle gear equipped, and you want to have numbers, because it gets harder. Okay, so let's pull these guys forward. They're doing their thing. They'll make it to the enemy. Let's fast forward this. Turn. There we go. Okay, let's charge. There's 100 enemy troops left on the field. Boom. Now let's look at this. My guys have, starting from the top, 96 soldiers. Let's scroll in. You can see my stats there. My exhaustion, everything else. Here, you can see his stats. The big one to watch in the bottom is morale, which is cut from 72 to 0. And then he routs. So let's go and get all our troops together. When you muster and unmuster your troops, it's the same button. You don't need to overdo the mustering. So let's pull my guys up here. I'll win this pretty easily, so let's just adjust my line. Okay, so when you muster up your troops, they're going to just stand there, and they're going to wait. They'll starve to death. They won't do anything unless you tell them to. They are stuck. They won't take food with them. They don't go to sleep. They will stand there and die. Okay, let's charge. So at the end of battles, which we're going to see here real quick, charged into his line. There you go. He started a rout. At the end of battles, you want to take and pull your troops back to your city. Don't unmuster them in the middle of the field, because then they'll just lay down and go to sleep right where they are. And it takes them a long time to go get food and, take care of themselves. So pull them back to the city, so that way all the resources are close by for them. Which I'm going to do right now. And we're going to cut away from this and go to tool use. I'm going to show you how tools work. It's not very hard. So you see how I pulled my guys back? When they come back, I'll unmuster them. There we go. Back in my city. Victory! I've prevailed. Woohoo! My graveyards. I need to build a graveyard, because I'm going to have a lot of dead people. Okay. So let's show you tool usage. My workforce. First things first, my hunting outpost has only got 21% output. Let's just delete it. I don't even want to look at where it is. Let's just delete it. Quick and easy way to do that. Now let's look at tools. Okay, my mushroom farms. I need to make more mushrooms. Quick way to do that is to increase output by giving them a tool. Tool increases their production by 5% per tool. They can have up to 5 tools. 5 tools is a lot. Okay? I just kicked a 5% production increase up there. Now my kitchens will also want to produce more, so I'll do the same thing. I'll increase their tool use. It's very easy. Now we can look over my reputation and my policies. My reputations look pretty good here. Ah, that's from my battle, the unburied corpses. Starvation, food stores are good. If you notice, 7 days of food with 1 1/4 rations, and my food stores are still pretty high. You only really need to be carrying, I'd like to have around 12 to 15 days of food at the most. I don't need to have like 60 days of food. 2 pieces of clothing. I've got a lot of clothing right now. That's good. Now once I do that, my clothing will drop like a rock, but it'll increase my reputation, even with the dead bodies lying around. So now that I got my graveyard built, here's the way the trade depots work. This is the outgoing trade. So I'm trading away my goblin eggs and my opiates. Once I hit 50% of my total storage, it will trade away any excess. My delivery depots accept. So that one's accepting pelts, that's fruit, that's grain. If you look up in the top right hand corner, my money is the 2 little coins. I've got 16.7 thousand coins. So I can bring in a lot of stuff if I wanted to. I'm going to show you a couple other ways to look at the trade depot through your resource panel and some tricks with the resource panel. Now, this being an early access game, there's going to be a few little bugs here and there. One of the things that I found is the pathing of your people. They will literally take the fastest route possible. So I've started using fences around all of my pastures and my farmlands. Basically anywhere that I don't want them to walk off of, I put a fence up. So you can kind of see that I'm building out these roads here because I'm going to expand down in this area with some services and some extra production buildings, my industries. Let's put together a battle gear place, which you saw a picture of earlier. I just wanted to kind of show you how that looks. Now, the fencing I found is very important to keep your people on the road, so then it qualifies as road access. Because if you look on the bottom left-hand corner near my coal mines down here, don't worry about the metal smelter. I'm just working on other stuff here. Yes, I have a whole bunch of metal. But we can look at the production values of my coal mine. Okay, let's kind of go through this. See, I'm going to build up some extra metal here. Those fences keep your people on the roads, which if you keep your roads lit and put some monuments on them, means that your awe and your lighting will also go up. So try and fence around, leaving only small holes for your people to come in and out of your fields. Kind of like that grain field that I had right there. Yeah, if you want to, we can rewind back, but you'll see some of these fences that I have up. Okay, weaponsmithy, we'll just kind of tra-la-la our way through this, and graveyard, build here. Let's build another facility to train my people, and this is the fencing that I was talking about. So you have people walking through my graveyard here, so let's just build a little wooden fence on the bottom side. On the bottom side, there we go, and there you go. Now it'll keep people on my paths more. Use your janitors also to keep your paths from degrading, especially the more they get used, the more that you want to have your janitors working on it. Because you're constantly building, janitors are actually useful. People say that your odd jobbers will do it. They will. But janitors are dedicated to it, so it helps out. It also helps stop degrading in other buildings. And if you're not at full employment, it's a good way to boost your employment by a little bit. Okay, so let's look now at resources. Okay, so you can kind of see your net sell and buy prices here. Okay, how much storage you have, how much you have available, storage capacity. You can also see how much is produced and consumed. Very important, because that gives you an idea if you're overusing or underusing a resource. So let's look back again at coal. Produced, consumed, 938. 681 produced. I need more coal. Now what's happening is I'm using it for my tailors, I'm using it for my weavers, I'm using it for my weaponsmithies, I'm using it for my metal smelters. I'm using coal for almost everything. Everything in this world is steam powered, it feels like. So we have to make more kilns, because one of your completely renewable resources are trees here. You have a ton of trees, so burn those for coal. So I'll build a giant kiln right down in here, and that'll help out with the coal process. That's a charcoaler. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Let's see what else we can do. We're still working on that guy. We're working here. I think we have enough food going for the 600 and some people that I have. I should be getting to 1,000 relatively soon. There's my weaponsmith. Expanding. There we go. Let's do a little build here. That'll take up 18 workers and auxiliary stations. 2, 3. Yeah, that's 53%, 63%, 72, 82. We're going to have to shrink this. Come on, shrink this down. Put it there. 86%. 91. One more. 96. 100%. Woohoo! And my people can walk through there. That'll get built. Okay. That'll help build up battle gear much faster. Because I'm going to have 600 people, but only 116 battle gear. That's not enough. I need to get a lot more battle gear for my next battle. Which I will show you when I get the opportunity. Okay, here. So now, let's build ourselves a new training facility since they've built up that beautiful wooden room. Training facility is going up. Expand, expand, expand. Boom, boom. Let's go here, here. There we go. Can hold 72 people. That's not bad. That means I'll train more people quickly. So one of my divisions holds 150 people. If I can train 150 at one time, that means I'll be training one division at a time. So that means that entire division, if I set the maximum level up higher, will be trained and continue to train. Now, that doesn't take into account increasing the divisions and increasing division size. Right now, I'm just going to lay down some torches while I talk to you. Okay, so you got the basics on trading through the trade depots. You got the basics on some resource information, and you got to see a basic battle. So it was a lot of fun. I'm glad that you guys were able to watch. I'm going to try and cut together a couple more. I'm using the same city over and over and over again. And then once the next version comes out, I will give you another video. Take care, guys. Thank you very much, and please subscribe.